Welcome, collectors and hobby enthusiasts. Thank you once again for joining me for another Diecast Emporium video. In today's review, we're going to be taking a look at the Hot Wheels Team Transport set. Again, I acquired this case from my good friends at JCarDiecast.com. There will be a link to where you can purchase this case in the video's description. So as you can see, the case looks like it contains 4 pieces, and I can tell you right now, unlike most cases that are kind of squared off, this is more of a taller style case, so that's pretty interesting. This is really what it looks like, FL F56-956J, so I'm assuming this is the J mix. So without further ado, let's go ahead and crack this thing open and see what's inside. Now, from what little I know about the Team Transport series, usually there's only one of each in a case, and the Team Transports have, they are a division of the Hot Wheels car culture, so they're going to be full-on premium sets, and they're going to have a truck associated with it, and then, obviously, a car culture vehicle, full-on premium vehicle. So they are very, very nice sets. So let's go ahead and take a look at what's inside here. So from the top-down view, that's what it looks like. Let's take the first one out and see what we can find. Wow. That looks pretty striking immediately. So, the first one is the Mazda 787B Sakura Sprinter. Hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Check out the amazing card art as usual. There's the hauler or the transport truck and the race car over here. Again, your car culture Team Transport logo is up here. This does have a choking hazard, but obviously these particular Hot Wheels sets obviously are not intended for children anyway, with the premiums and car culture obviously being catered towards us, the adult collector. Let's try that again. Real Riders, which are your high-end rubber wheels, metal die cast. There's your Transport Series truck. So the truck itself, the actual transporter that would transport the race car to the racetrack, it's not a licensed casting. As far as I know, I don't believe that is a licensed truck. But obviously the car is licensed, and the car comes out the back, as you can see there. That's where they would hold it. But that's a pretty spectacular looking truck. I'm assuming this is, obviously, it's a sponsor of some kind. I don't know what specifically that is. Mazda Speed is the performance division of Mazda, like Nismo is for Nissan, for example. Brembo are brakes, and that looks like that's all that's on the truck itself. The Mazda 787B is a classic race car that you would find back in the day racing at places like Le Mans. Very, very famous race car. And if you've ever played the game Gran Turismo, the video game Gran Turismo, this car is very prominent on that game. It's, again, a very famous race car in the history of motorsport. The car itself has Mazda on the window. Looks like there's even the little fueler warning over on the right side. Very nice looking car. This is number 16 in the series. So that's number 1 in the box. Number 2 in the box. Ooh, this is popular. So this is the Volkswagen Baja Bug wide open. And I'll tell you, as a race fan and as a car fan, it's not licensed, and it doesn't say it anywhere on there, but does that paint scheme and those choice of colors invoke a memory for you? Or they certainly do to me. So that white with the green and the red trim, to me, that is representative, without actually holding the license, of Castrol Racing and Castrol Oil, especially back in like the 80s. So I don't know if that was done with intention, but that's certainly what it looks like. So the Volkswagen Bug itself has 52 on it. The transporter reads Down South Boogieing. K&N Filters is a sponsor. You also have, is that 5 or 4? 5 spare tires up on top of the tire rack. Again, this was pretty common for transporters back in the 70s and 80s. Nowadays, race transporters are semi-trucks. Like if you watch Formula One or IndyCar or NASCAR, you'll see the big transport trucks that haul the cars to the racetracks. They're semis, but back in the day, they used to be like this, like the flatbed style trucks or the roll-off trucks, where you'd basically have an open truck with the race car on it and you'd haul it to the racetrack. So pretty cool. there's your cab over front end. Looks like, to me anyway, they were going for like an old Ford series for inspiration for the cab over on this unlicensed truck. And the Volkswagen obviously is what it is. It's a Volkswagen Baja Beetle. But pretty cool. Very nice looking there. This is number 23. So obviously these are out of order. And obviously the Baja 1000 background for the card art. Again, another very famous endurance race, rally race. Pretty cool. Really do enjoy these. I wish that there were, and I would assume it's probably too expensive to do this from Mattel, but I wish there were 2 of each of these in the case. But as it is, there's only 1 of each, so it is what it is. Next out of the box. How about that for a striking paint job? 1968 Dodge Dart with a Horizon hauler. So it's not hard to figure out that they were trying to go for an old Dodge truck look. Another rollback style fantasy truck casting there. Swinging Thing, the name of the dragster, this is a dragster inspired style race car. Even has larger rear wheels on the rear axle, smaller on the front. There's the blower on top of the engine. They even modeled in here, get my pointer pen out, they even modeled hood pins on top of the hood. So that's pretty sweet. Mariposa Speed Shop, El Segundo, California, which is where Mattel is. That's not surprising. Hurst logo here, B&M, Dodge, the old Goodyear logo, and then Hurley shocks down here. Very sweet. So they were definitely going for late 60s, early 70s all out with this, including having era-correct sponsor graphics on the car. That I can certainly appreciate. That is super, super cool. Take a look at the back of these. It's pretty much the same on all of them. It just shows you all 4 that's in this series. So obviously this is the one that we have not seen, but we're going to change that right now. So the last thing in the box is number 24. This is the custom Corvette Stingray Coupe or Coupe with the Fleet Flyer closed-off transporter. Again, another cab-over style truck with an enclosed car transporter. So this 65 Corvette Stingray is, there's the car, blue with the white stripes. So interesting reason for doing this. So back in the day, kind of Carroll Shelby over at Ford with the Mustang program, and then the Chevy program with the Stingray, they were kind of going at it in the 60s. And just to irritate Shelby and Ford even more, this was a real paint scheme. Chevy actually painted up a bunch of these Corvette Stingrays in Ford Mustang liveries, so like blue with white stripes, as is the case here. So it was just, it was just fun jazzing back and forth. I mean, it wasn't fun at the time, obviously, it was pretty serious, but in terms of automotive and racing history, that's kind of why you see some Corvettes and stuff painted like that. But anyway, as far as the set goes, again, you have the old style Corvette logo, old Goodyear logo here, again, mid-60s, early 70s era. The 65 inside the gumball or inside the white. And the car itself, wide body, huge fender flares for a Laguna Seca style road course racing, Southern California style road course racing time trial setup. Very cool. These team transport sets I can certainly get on board with. Like I said, really the only negative thing I have to say is I wish there were more than one in the case, because I'd like to open one of these. But in terms of the detail and the history, and you can see all the licensing that they did here. I mean, you got GM, Volkswagen, you have Hurst, Holley, K&N, Bell, Autolite, B&M, Dodge, Brembo, Mazda Motor Company, Goodyear. So they went all out. Even if it's a tiny little logo on the side of the car, they went and got all of these licenses done so that they can make the cars look authentic as possible, even with the era-correct logos and sponsor decals on each of these cars. That I can certainly appreciate tenfold. So there you go, collectors. That is the latest case from Hot Wheels of the Hot Wheels Car Culture Team Transports. Can't really pick a favorite out of all four of these. I think they're all very cool in their own right. Again, me being, obviously not only a car and automotive guy, but a huge fan of racing and racing history. If I had to choose one, I'd probably say, I don't know, maybe the Baja one, just because, kind of the Castrol oil without getting it licensed with Castrol oil. I think that's kind of ingenious. I mean, even the paint color code is pretty freaking identical. And I like how close that is to a Ford C series truck. But you guys let me know down in the comment section below. Again, you can purchase this case and almost any other Mattel product at JCarDiecast.com. As always, I'm Tommy with Diecast Emporium. Thank you all so much for watching. Until next time, take care of yourself and each other, and I will see you in the next review.